What's going on, all you Bio-Exorcists? It's Logan Myerz back here for Cinephellas.com. Tonight I'm going to be revisiting a childhood favorite of mine. I remember when this movie came out, the cartoon that came out at the same time. It was a huge deal, pop culture, made a lot of money at the box office, and really kickstarted some careers in this film. I'm talking about Tim Burton's Beetlejuice from 1988. I just rewatched this movie on 4K. It looks absolutely beautiful. The restore, the color palette of this movie, everything just pops out. It looks so much better. Doesn't have that grainy look to it as the VHS tape, as you could imagine, but just looks a lot better. So the movie's directed by Tim Burton. Huge fan of his. I'm wearing my favorite Tim Burton shirt, Nightmare Before Christmas. Yes, I love that. It's one of my favorites, and I have the tattoo on my arm. But I had to wear this for the review. I love Tim Burton. I used to love Tim Burton back in the 80s and 90s before he started making all these sloppy CGI movies that had no heart or soul or creative juice in it. Can't even tell you the last time I liked a Tim Burton movie, 10, 15 years ago. Been a long time, but he used to be very creative, very innovative, trying new things, and Beetlejuice is definitely that movie. It's very quirky, it's very dark, it's weird, full of monsters and just weird things that happen with this Bio-Exorcist, and just a really cool concept and very original, definitely for 1988. Set up in the film, we have Geena Davis and Alec Baldwin playing a married couple, living in this beautiful old house, and Alec Baldwin plays Adam. He has this like model set of the town. It's a cool town. I think it's up in Vermont. They're driving in their car on this little red bridge in the movie. They see a dog and they turn and it goes off the side of the bridge. They end up dying, so they return back to the house as ghosts, and in comes a new family that moves into the house. So Jeffrey Jones, Catherine O'Hara, and Winona Ryder's character playing Lydia. She's the young, depressed, gothic girl. We have the character Otho, played by Glenn Shaddix. He's like their decorator. He comes in the house to basically just flip it, remove everything, make it look more modern. The family moves in, so you have Adam and Barbara. They're ghosts now, and they're still in their house, and they're trying to get these people out, so they're doing all these crazy scenarios of them dying, like getting head cut off, and trying to scare these people out of their house, to get them out of their house. And it doesn't work. And nobody can really see them except Lydia. She's outside taking pictures of the house and them remodeling it and bringing in all these sculptures. And she's taking pictures upstairs in the attic, and she sees Adam and Barbara. She can see the ghosts. So that sets up a lot of the film where she's introduced to these characters, becomes really close with them throughout the movie, like a daughter of theirs. And she goes up to the attic to see Adam's collection, this whole town. So with all their failed attempts to scare this family out of the house, the family's seeing it more as like a way they can get money, having to do with ghosts. So it really backfires, and they have to hire Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice!
They have to hire the Bio-Exorcist himself, Beetlejuice, played by Michael Keaton. Man, this is such a great performance. Definitely one of his best performances. I forgot how good he is in this movie. He's such a like comedic scumbag at the same time. He just has a lot of really great, memorable comedic scenes. Nice fucking model! It's like one of my favorite parts of the movie. He drops the F-bomb in like a PG movie. But he really sells his character. The makeup work is absolutely beautiful by V. Neal. Just the makeup work is really well done, and I just forgot how good he is in this movie. He really carries this movie, sells the movie. His parts and bits in the movie are really great. A lot of memorable scenes, and like him coming into the picture and being hired to get the living out of this house. He's brought in to really scare them, and he turns into a lot of different characters throughout the film. A lot of spooky effects in this movie, like turns into a monster, a zombie, a clown, or has like the long arms that looks much like a Tim Burton character because of the black and white. He always likes black and white. But I love that scene, and you get to see there's like a bat coming out of the side of Beetlejuice, which is kind of cool. It's foreshadowing Michael Keaton, Tim Burton collaborating on Batman in 1989, the best Batman movie in my opinion, and my favorite Batman. Michael Keaton, he's the man. Throughout the rest of the movie, we're introduced a lot of quirky monsters and characters they meet along the way, like the famous sandworm. They go through the door and they fall out into the sand. It's a huge worm. All the effects look really good, you know. You can see it's practical. They used a lot of models in the movie. It had to be creative in 1988. Didn't have all the technology. And that's why I think these movies are a lot better, especially the early Tim Burton movies, because he used real practical effects, and it makes it look more believable, more realistic. And I think with the 4K transfer, you can really see all the characters and monsters we're introduced to in Beetlejuice. They look more realistic, and I just love all the makeup work and the effects they use in this movie. I remember watching this and just being terrified of Beetlejuice, the movie. Scared the shit out of me. You have like the shrunken head guy, and you have the guy that's on like the hangar. He got ran over by a truck or whatever. He's like flat and he goes through the wall. It's really scary, like creepy. all these years later, I'm like, the effects are there, gothic atmosphere that Tim Burton is known for, and I just love that all these years later. It's a very dark movie, you know, this aiming at kids back in 1988 with the cartoon coming out, which I absolutely loved. This is a very dark concept, very unique, very bonkers premise and setup and story of this character Beetlejuice, and they really depict it well in the big screen in the movie. I think it's just really well done from the first all the way until the end of the movie and what happens to these characters. So with that being said, Beetlejuice really put Tim Burton on the map as a director, putting out a lot of great films in the 80s and 90s. I really miss the creativeness behind Burton. I wish he would really revisit that, now. We really need something like that in cinema to bring back those spooky, gothic, and comedic elements that he's known for and notorious for. Great performances across the board. Geena Davis, Alec Baldwin. They had a young Winona Ryder playing Lydia. I thought she was one of the best performances in the movie. Perfect gothic teenager. If you guys went to high school, you always had that character. Everything's dark and she's depressed, and she's just really great in this, and I love her relationship with Adam and Barbara. And obviously Michael Keaton playing Beetlejuice, one of the best performances of his, and one of the most iconic characters of all time. Really does something special with this role. It's really comedic, it's really raunchy. He comes off as a scumbag at times. He's a loose cannon, he's a firecracker. You're not sure what he's going to do next, and he's unpredictable, and I love that about this character. It was a big deal back in the day, one of the early Tim Burton films, and definitely one of my favorites in a movie that you guys have to check out during the Halloween season, and definitely check out the 4K restore. It looks so much better. So I'm going to give Tim Burton's Beetlejuice from 1988 a 4.5 out of 5 Beetlejuice hair pieces. So I'm interested in hearing your guys' thoughts on Beetlejuice. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Have you guys checked out that cartoon? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz signing out with the Bio-Exorcist himself, Beetlejuice. Until the next horror movie review for 31 Days of Horror. Cheers!